Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about manga, which is one of my favorite topics. We're going to be going over my entire manga collection. You can kind of see a little glimpse of it here, but I'm going to show you all the volumes of my collection. It's relatively small. It's smaller than my book collection, so I thought this tour would be easier to film. It still took a while, so it's going to be probably a long video, but I can't wait to show you guys, or I can't wait to show you guys this collection and give you some recs, and hopefully we can have similar taste. Maybe we have different tastes, but I really hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get started. The first 3 volumes I have are on the left side are Those Not So Sweet Boys. This is a series I collected a couple years ago. I got the first 3 volumes. I remember liking it. I just don't remember so much about the plot. So I'm planning on rereading it and deciding if I'm going to continue purchasing it and collecting it. I know it's only 7 volumes long, so it's not like a super big investment, but my collection's not that big, so I want to prioritize things that I really, really love. This one's about, from the top of my memory, a girl who's supposed to get these 3 boys to go to school and get good grades, and she's commissioned by the principal or something like that. It's very kind of typical premise, but I like the execution so far, and I like the 3 boys' personalities, and I can't wait to see which romance is going to be the one we end up with. Moving on to Arsalan Volume 1. I'm gonna pull it out for you guys so you can see the cover. The reason behind purchasing this one is the artist is the same creator of Fullmetal Alchemist, and that's one of my favorite animes of all time. So I was why not purchase this one and see how this story goes. I know the story is by a different author, but the art, I love it. And I really enjoyed the story a lot too. The plot line was really good. It left off on a cliffhanger, and I've been waiting on finishing the cliffhanger for years. I kind of forgot what it was, but I'm planning on rereading this one as well and seeing if I want to continue, which I probably will. Then we have the complete series of Our Her Ride, volumes 1 through 13. This is one of my favorite. Take 2. This is one of my all-time favorite shoujo romances. It's very slow burn. It's basically about this boy and girl who met in middle school and then were kind of separated because of events that I don't want to disclose because I think that's a spoiler. But one of them moved, I think, and they re-meet in high school, and the boy is going by a different name, and he seems to have changed, and so has she. And it's a very cute slow burn romance. The last volume had me kicking and giggling. It's so sweet and so angsty, and I love it. The next volume we have is volume 1 of Yona of the Dawn. Yona of the Dawn is another favorite anime of mine. It's also a favorite manga of mine. I've read up to volume 20 something. I was reading it online, maybe from not so legal websites, but so I don't really know what volume I'm on. I plan to collect the entire thing, which is a big commitment. It's 40 plus volumes now, but I think it's ending soon, so hopefully it's not a One Piece situation where it's 100 volumes. But really good. It's a fantasy historical shoujo series about this girl. I mean, it happens in the first volume. Basically, her she's a princess, and her cousin takes over the throne, kills her father, and almost kills her, and she is on the run from them and she's trying to find these 7 or 4, I don't remember the number. It's a bunch of different dragons. I believe you can read the back if you would like to. Basically, yeah, she witnessed the loved one's murder, having to fight for her life with Hawk's help, who is like her captain of the guard. That's also her love interest, which so good, so slow burn. I love slow burn romance. She's trying to evade the enemy's forces, but she's trying to find these allies, these like mythical dragons, and get them to be on her side. Okay, continuing on, we have another super long series, but one of my, like, based off the first 2 volumes, I think it's going to be a favorite for me. We have Kimi ni Todoke, volumes 1 and 2. I'll pull out the first one for you. Kimi ni Todoke is a very long series about a girl who has been kind of misread by everybody in her class, and it's about her making friends, finding romance with the really sweet popular boy, and basically they remind her of like a character from a horror movie. I forget which one it was, but yeah, so they all think she's super scary, and she's really sweet on the inside, but just socially awkward and, you know, nervous around talking to people. But yeah, it's about like life's trials and tribulations and, you know, social things. The side characters are really good as well. That's what I've heard, and I can't wait to see more of them. Then we have Blue Box Volume 1. Blue Box is a pretty interesting series of what I've read so far. I've heard pretty good things about it, but it's a not seen in a shonen romance series. It's a sports manga about badminton and basketball and other sports so far. It's kind of the pacing so far hasn't been the best for me personally, but I can't wait to see what this series has to bring and offer. And I really like the characters' attitudes and their, like, the romance that's starting to bloom. It's not one of my favorites so far, but I've only read 1 volume, so we'll see how I feel about it later on. Next up, we have volumes 1 and 12 of Kami-sama Kiss. Kami-sama Kiss is a series I read entirely physically through the library, and now I really want to reread it, and I want to own the whole thing. I believe there's 23 volumes with like a limited edition 23, which I'll probably never get my hands on, but yeah, I haven't even read it. Maybe I could read it online, but I'm starting to collect this series again, and once I have it, I think I will start rereading it. I found these 2 at the thrift store, and I was like, this is my sign. This is my sign to read Kami-sama Kiss again. Basically, it's about this girl who, she's like, something about her father's debt where she's like kicked out. It was years ago when I read this series, but basically she's like homeless now, and she goes up this mountain, and by a series of circumstances becomes like the guardian of the mountain. And there's yokai, there's like spirits, there's this I don't know what Tome is called. He's an ex-familiar, and he's I'm just reading the synopsis. It's pretty cute, and basically she owns this like mountain now. She's like and she is like her, like, about her duties and stuff like that, so you can pause and read it if you would like, but it's really good. I highly recommend. Let me put it back. Anyways, really good series. Kami-sama Kiss is one of my favorites as well. It's not in the top 3, but it is up there, like probably top 10. Next up we have is Apothecary Diaries, which is volumes 1 and 2. These are more recent purchases and more recent reads. All of these I've read. I'll show you the ones that I haven't read. Basically, my collection is split up in between read volumes and unread volumes. Or there's a few exceptions, like later on you'll see Made in Abyss. I have volumes 3 and 4 and not 1 and 2, so I can't read it yet. So it's not all my to be read, but once I get the first 2, it's going up there. But back to Apothecary Diaries. This is a recent favorite of mine. This one is like a historical Chinese mystery romance series. Like, the first one's about Momo is from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the little flying not the flying bison, but the tiny guy. But Mao Mao is about is the main character, and she's like kidnapped from her place at the pleasure court, and she's put into the consort's like palace, and she attracts the attention of the emperor, not the emperor, the consorts, and even the emperor. Yeah, and it's about her moving up in the world, even though she is very reluctant to, but she has a good soul, and she's such a good main character. The romance is really cute too. Like, I'm still in the we don't really like each other area, so I can't wait to see how that develops. But basically there's little mysteries that she's trying to solve, and I think there's going to be a bigger one leading up later on. But the first volume was amazing. I rated it 5 stars, and then the second volume was also really good, so highly recommend the series. Next up we have like a spare volume 7 of Skip and Loafer. I've read volumes 1 through 7, and I have 8 and 9 and 10. I read 1 through 6 online, so the 7th one was when I started picking up physically. This is another all-time favorite. Like, all of the manga that I collect are either like 4-star material or 5-star material. More likely 5-star. For me to like continue collecting it is a big thing, because it's really expensive, so I gotta pick and choose what I'm collecting physically, and then what I read. I read anything, you know. But Skip and Loafer, really good series about a girl moving to big city, but it's so much deeper than that. The characters are so complex, and like the romance is so sweet. It's about like moving forward as a human and figuring out yourself. And I know that sounds like so typical, but it's like done amazingly. Like, I haven't seen this concept better than Skip and Loafer. Oh, I forgot to pull it out for you guys so you can see the cover. Hold on. Also, these covers are like the cutest things ever. I love the little tulips on this one. There's one with watermelons, and watermelons are my favorite. I really want to collect this entire series, get 1 through 6, and when I'm done, when I'm up to date with it, I can reread it. I can't wait to do that. I also want to lend it out to people, because this is a really good one. Okay, moving on to, we have Tomo-chan is a Girl, volumes 7 and 8. These two are kind of random volumes, because I read the first 6 through the library, and then the 7th and 8th one, I really wanted to finish the series, and it was not there. The library is nowhere to be found. Sometimes with manga collecting, like physically reading it online, physically reading it through the library, they don't have all the volumes, or they have like volumes 1 through 3, and then they don't have the rest. So I picked up this one because I wanted to finish the series. It's a super good like slice of life, kind of like easy to read as well, good for like beginners who are getting into manga, because that is the second time that's happened. I'm not even gonna pause it, I'm just gonna put it back up. There you go. I need to be careful when putting them up. I need to get like little stands so I can display my manga, but that's a story for another day. Tomo-chan is a Girl is about Tomo-chan, who is trying to prove herself to this boy that she's a girl and she's not just like a homie, and that she is worth liking, and that there's a romance to be had there. There's also a couple side characters that get some like preview, but basically Tomo-chan is like this very manly, masculine girl, and she really hasn't been seen as one for this friend for a while, so it's her proving herself. She's also kind of like the prince of the school, which is fun, a fun aspect to explore. Then we have Orange Volume 1. I'm gonna do this one really quick before it falls, but basically it's about this girl who gets a future letter from herself saying that the guy in the middle, he's going to kill himself, and that's like really sad, and she wants to prevent that from happening. First she doesn't believe it, but then events actually happen in the letter, so yeah, it's a good series so far. I heard it's really sad, but I can't wait to continue. The last volume we have here is I've Had That Same Dream Again. This volume, last volume on my this shelf. I have 2 more shelves, but I've Had That Same Dream Again is like the complete collection, and it's a pretty good series about life and accepting yourself and like kind of like the different paths that we can go on as people. It has like an ambiguous ending, but I like the ending. Really good. Highly recommend. Next up, we have 2 of my all-time favorite series sitting right next to each other, where they should be. We have Fruits Basket, and then Hat Atelier. I'm going to talk about Fruits Basket first. Let me pull out the first volume so you can look at the cover. Fruits Basket is like if people ask me what's my favorite series of all time in manga, I will tell them Fruits Basket, because it was the first series I ever read, and it has such a special place in my heart. It's basically about this girl, Toru, who like is also homeless and gets taken in by the Soma family, and basically she discovers they have a curse. But while being hugged by the opposite gender, they turn into animals of the zodiac. It starts off really sweet and cute, and it still has those themes throughout, but it gets darker as you go along. It talks about human nature. It gets kind of messy, but in a good way. Human nature and like how evil people are still human and how they have human desires and stuff. And the romance is so good. Super slow burn as well. You'll notice that as a theme throughout my series, is I like a slow burning, slow building, tension-filled romance. I also have the collector's editions of this one, and they are gorgeous. Like the spines are so pretty. I love the rainbowy effect. Like that does determine a factor in me buying it, if I like the spines and the way the spines look on the shelves. I know it's very materialistic, but you know, when people come in and they see, or when I see, personally I see, I want it to look very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, the next series we have is Hat Atelier. This is volumes 1 through 10. I do own more of this. I think I'm up to date, but these are the volumes that I've read. Let me pull out volume 1 for you. So this is volume 1. This is a series about a girl named Coco who stumbles upon the magic world and figures out how magic works. She's like an ordinary girl, but she's thrown into the life of apprenticeship with this guy named Queerfury. I don't remember how you say it, but basically she's becomes an apprentice with these 3 other girls, and it's a story about good and evil and the balances of life and like how we question it as well. Like it gets pretty deep, but it's also really sweet. The art is absolutely utterly stunning. If you are a big art person and you need the art to be gorgeous, this one does it for me, at least. Like the fantasy landscapes and just the character art in general, so good. Moving on to, we have My Dress Up Darling volumes 1 and 2. My Dress Up Darling is a series about cosplaying and a series about a romance between a boy and a girl, who the boy makes like doll costumes and the girl loves cosplaying, but she can't make her own costume, so he like does it for her. They work together, go to cosplaying events. It's really good. It is a little bit explicit in terms of like some nudity and stuff, so if you're younger, I wouldn't recommend this series for you, but if you're older and with like a fun romance series about cosplaying and the cosplaying world, I'd recommend this one. I will quickly talk about Made in Abyss. These were thrifted finds, so I only found 3 and 4 were the earlier volumes that I could find. So I've heard a lot about this. I've heard that it gets dark, but I like dark things, so we'll see if I like it or not and if it'll stay. But I need to buy volumes 1 and 2 to continue, so that's why they're down here with my red collection, because I can't quite read it yet. So yeah, let's continue on. forgot to show you guys the cover. The covers are absolutely gorgeous. This one's the third cover. Is really pretty. And we have volume 1 of Alamoshi Petal. This series is really good. I've only read the first volume because I want to collect it, but it's very hard to collect. I just need to bite the bullet and start looking and searching online for like thrifted stuff and you know, find the rest of it, because it is quite a long one as well. But I like to have some of the earlier volumes physically, and then maybe I can read the rest online. But it's a bicyclist sports manga, but it's so good. It's about this boy who kind of stumbles upon cycling, and he turns out to be really good about it. It's about racing, and like it's like a typical sports manga vibe, like the fun, exciting vibe, but it's top tier. Next, moving on to Your Eternity. Oh, let me show you the cover of Alamoshi Petal. Stunning cover, by the way. Basically, it's like, and these editions are really pretty. They've got like the colored artwork in the beginning, so that's why I kind of want to collect it, but it's just so hard to find. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. So I found volume 1 in store, but they only had like volume 1 and then volume 28 or something like that. So we'll see if they do. Yen Press does reprints of it, because I'd really like that. Next up, we have To Your Eternity, volume 1. To Your Eternity is a series by the same author of A Silent Voice, and I love that movie. It's very sad, but it holds a very special place in my heart. I've never read the manga, but I've heard it's even sadder, so I don't know if I want to do that to myself. But To Your Eternity is like, it's similar sadness levels, but it's like more of a fantasy, like a historical vibe. Basically this orb, like life thing, replicates other forms. So first it replicates this wolf, and then it like, basically it's about life and like how life affects people, and the, I don't know, the life lessons in general about mortality and stuff. So I really like Look to Your Eternity, and I need to get volume 2 ASAP. Next up, we have Paradise Kiss. This is by Ayazawa. This is one of the Ayazawa works that I really liked. I wasn't the biggest fan of Nana, just because of like I didn't like so much cheating in it, and like I love the art, I love like some of the characters, but it's very messy. This one's also kind of messy, but a little bit less the cheating aspect of it. Like the cheat is so much cheating, and I hate cheating. Like I hate reading about it because it sucks, and it sucks, and I know it's supposed to suck, but whatever. That's just a personal thing. But Paradise Kiss is about like the fashion industry and this girl who like finds herself getting into it, and it's kind of a romance, but also kind of like not your typical romance story. It's really about fashion and like the fashion industry and stuff. So yeah, I've also really wanted to get My Neighborhood Story, but let me know if I should, because I really like the like spines of it, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Next up, we have our last shelf. This is all the stuff that I have not read and that I'm able to read. So some of them are volume 1s and some of them are continuations of series. First up, we have volumes 1 through 3 of Otakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku. I'm not gonna read so much of the synopsises of these ones, but like I'll give you the general idea of why I bought it. First of all, the name, and also I've heard really good things about it. Like these are one of like people's favorite romance series. It's about like nerds and how they like start fake dating, I think, and there's like 3 different couples I believe it follows. So like you have like your fake dating, and then your enemies to lovers, and then I think the last one is friends to lovers. It's not talked about so much in this one, but the last couple. But we'll see how I like it. I'm excited to start. And let me know down below if I should start any of these like ASAP. Next up we have something I've read some of. The guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all. Volumes 1 and 2. This is all that's out so far. I really loved it online. I just forgot what chapter it's at, and I just haven't gone back to it, so I would like to restart it and read it physically because it's gotten its physical release. Yay. But this is like a Yuri series about these two girls, and it's kind of self-explanatory, where she has a crush on this guy she meets in the music shop, and he's actually a girl from her school, and she doesn't know that. So it's kind of like them figuring out themselves, but also about music, and like it's just so cute. I would highly recommend this one. Also, the covers are absolutely gorgeous, like stunning. The artwork is stunning. It's got this like green art style where all the backgrounds are green and stuff, but the characters are like in color. I don't know if I can show you an example, but so like it's got green background, but the characters are black and white, and it's a really cool aesthetic. I really like it. Next up we have a series I've already talked about, but still need to finish reading. It's with Hat Atelier, volumes 11 through 13. 11 through 13 I can't read apparently. And volume 1 of the spin-off, which Hat Atelier Kitchen. This is a series I've just been savoring, and it's peak. Like, it's just so good. So if my synopsis did not convince you enough, please let this convince you. I've even bought the spin-off because I love it. This is the cover of the spin-off series. I believe it's like a cooking manga, which I don't own a lot of, but I'm excited to see how this author does it. Next up we have A Sign of Affection Volume 1. This one is a series, very beloved and very popular series. It's basically about a guy who loves to learn languages. He meets a deaf girl and decides, I'm gonna learn sign language and I want you to teach me it. It sounds really cute. The artwork is gorgeous. Also the singles, like I know they're coming out with omnibuses, which are probably more cost efficient, but the singles are so pretty, like the ombre colors. I can't wait to see that on my shelves. Then we have My Dress Up Darling Volume 3. My Dress Up Darling is another series I've already talked about, but I thought I'd showcase here again because I bought another volume very recently actually, and I can't wait to continue. I can't wait to see where the story goes and like the drama. I know it's not a very drama-filled series, it's very like cutesy, even though it's like explicit, which people don't tend to associate, but I think it's good. It's good. Next up we have Shortcake Cake Volume 1. This is by the same author of A Sign of Affection. Now we're starting to get into the ones that I don't really know a lot about. I find this at the thrift store for a pretty good price. I wonder if it's still on here, like the sticker. Yeah, I found it for $5, just $5. It was good price, like half off. But I think it's like a school setting romance series, and I'm excited to see what it's about. Then we have Cheeky Brat Volume 1. I forgot to show you this find, but you saw it earlier, so. This one is a series about a girl who joins like the school's basketball team, boys basketball team, as a manager for this one guy, and she's like, I'm gonna be with him, you know? And then he announces that he has a girlfriend, and she's crying in the bathroom, and this boy's like, hey, what's wrong? I don't know if it's like that because I haven't read it yet, but he kind of like throws herself into his life. He throws himself into her life. That's the right English words, but it sounds good. It looks good. Like it looks like kind of tongue-in-cheek, so we'll see. Not a pun to into the name, but you know, tongue-in-cheek, yeah. Then we have Rose and Blood Volumes 1 and 2. Rose and Blood is a series I don't know too much about. It was purely like a cover buy and like a Promise of Vampires vibe. I was a big fan of Vampire Diaries back in the day, so I wanted to see if I could rekindle that love. I love vampire stories, and I want to read this because it's vampires. And I just bought volumes 1 and 2 in the same go because I was like, I want to give it more than just like 1 volumes of a chance, because it looks like that type of series that is kind of like so bad it's good, maybe. It's also got this like gothic art style of that's a funny page to flip to, but it's got this gothic art style of a manga series, so I want to read some more series like that. Next up, we have 5 volumes of Twilight Bound Hanako-kun. This one is kind of a reread for me and kind of continuation. Basically, I read the first 3 volumes back in the day, and I tried to pick up the 4th one saying like, oh, I'll remember the whole story. I did not. I was very confused. So I have this whole thing on my like to be read shelf, so I can start from the beginning and continue up to where I've been and hopefully continue collecting. I really like this story. It seemed like very fun in the beginning, but I've heard it gets like darker later on, which I kind of like in a story. So yeah, basically it's about this boy about this girl who finds out that there's ghosts and like there's 7 mysteries at the school, and Twilight Bound Hanako-kun is one of them. Basically, he's a ghost who's like bound to the toilet stalls and like that's where he haunts and stuff. So that's why it's got like that funny kind of name. But the spines are beautiful, the character art's beautiful. Let me show you the first cover. Like a very like unique art style, and I think it's fun how it plays with like the different sizes and different, like anything with a fantasy series, you have so much to do, so much to like play on, because you can make shit up, you know. And this one is like got such a unique art style, and I really like it. I'll show you like a little flip through of it. I don't know if that was a good enough one. I'm just doing it one-handed because I was holding my mic, but there's that. And I love this cover. It's cute. Alright, moving on to, yes, volume 8 did appear out of nowhere. I had it somewhere else because I was thinking about starting it, but we have volumes 8, 9, and 10 of Skip and Loafer. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, but another one of my like really favorite series. I talked about it earlier, so I won't yap on about it too much, but these covers are stunning. Like, look at that. Oh, you can't really see it because of the glare. Oh, do not fall. You already have enough falling in this video. But the little umbrella, very cute. And that is Skip and Loafer. I'm gonna continue ASAP. We're gonna talk about these 2 together because I want to wrap up this video because it's getting to be super long, but also there's by the same author, so it kind of has a theme. We have Dream and Sun and Orange too. Orange I've already talked about, so I'll kind of skip over that, but it's a good series, would recommend. Dream and Sun is by the same author, and I bought it thrift store, so it was a good find. And it's like not yellowed too bad, like compared to my other ones. It's kind of okay, you know. And I bought it because I recognize the author, and it looks cute. It's like I believe it's a story about a girl who like moves into a house of boys, and like her romance based off of that. So there's probably multiple love interests, so I would like to see what happens with that. Anyways, I will talk to you on the floor, give you a little outro, and then see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I said I'd be sitting on the floor, but I didn't feel like setting up my camera so I'm gonna just like bend over. But you know, if you enjoy any of these series, leave me a comment. If I should read any of these really soon, I need the push, so let me know. And let me know what your favorite series to collect is. Alright, bye bye.